Hi, hello, and welcome back to another episode of Inner Monologues. Today's topic is about why apologizing well is a skill that nobody teaches. Most people, when they apologize, those apologies aren't apologies at all. They're like a bid to end the discomfort that they feel, dressed up as concern for the other person. That's what I've noticed. Like, have you ever said sorry, but no, it sounds like an apology, but somehow it makes things worse. Because apologizing is strange. We spend years learning how to speak, write, argue, negotiate, present ourselves, but nobody teaches us how to say, I was wrong. And a good apology isn't just about saying the word sorry. Think about the difference between I'm sorry you felt that way and saying I'm sorry what I said was hurtful, I understand why it upset you. The first line which I said, I'm sorry you felt that way, it sounds like you're apologizing. The second sentence that I told, that's something that's talking about taking responsibility. And that's really what makes an apology work. Accountability without excuses. See, simple. A genuine apology has three simple parts. First, you acknowledge what you did, and you should not say, I'm sorry if you misunderstood, but you should say that, I'm sorry I said that. I have done this too. I'm no saint either. I have had, fair deal of places where I have to apologize to the other person, and I've got apologies which made me recognize the impact of apologies. You don't have to agree with someone's entire reaction to understand that your actions affected them. Show what you'll do you should show them what you'll do differently, because sorry without change can start sounding like a reset button. Like, if you keep saying, I'm sorry you feel that way, it's like, it's a non apology. And why do people default to that? I have seen that, I have done that too. I think, even though I say this, I generally, when I feel that I've done a mistake, I will immediately apologize. Like, not too quick, also, or not too late, also. Like, at the correct point, when I realize that, oh, they have taken it in a different way, I'll apologize. But once I realize that I usually take accountability. But if I'm saying things like, I'm sorry you feel that way, it does mean that I'm not able to understand what the other person is saying, and I'm not even trying to understand them. That's a weird thing. I don't think I should do it or anybody should do it. You need to admit what happened. There is evidence that you did something. That doesn't make you a bad person, or it doesn't mean that you don't deserve any attention, love, or affection. That's not like that. It's true, you're a human being, you made a mistake, that's okay. But you should also understand that you are not the victim, there's somebody else you've hurt. So understanding them comes first before you expect them to understand you. People need to understand you as well, but you made a mistake, the other person is affected, you need to have that. Like, you could have had a reason, you might have been stressed, you might have not intended to hurt anyone. All of that can be true. And you can still be responsible for what happened. See, a good apology isn't a weakness, it's a form of emotional maturity. It says that you care about repairing the relationship more than protecting your ego. And maybe that's the skill that nobody teaches us. We don't need to become people who apologize for everything. But I think we need to be people who know when an apology is deserved and how to give one without turning into an explanation, an excuse, or another argument. Because sometimes the most powerful words aren't, I was right. They're simply saying that I was wrong, I'm sorry, I'll do better. That's a very important thing to know. See, a good apology requires naming the specific thing and not some vague feeling. You need to be clear, like, see, I did this, I'm sorry, it happened this way, you're hurt, I'll make sure I keep it in mind. And if you think they genuinely misunderstood what you did, at that time you can say that, okay, I'm sorry you feel that way, but this was my intention. And if they're saying they understand your intention but still they got hurt, you need to change the outlook. And there's sometimes a urge to over explain or justify mid apology. And I think that sometimes undoes the whole apology. I have received it, plus I've done it. So I'm able to see both the sides of it. When they're justifying to me mid explanation, again and again telling the same thing, I don't feel like they're apologizing at all. I don't feel like they've understood at all. I didn't understand this point until I did this to someone else and they pointed out to me. I have apologized when they're confronting to me about something mid apology. I over explained myself and over justified because I thought they didn't understand, but they understood. But I guess I didn't understand that fact. Sounds crazy, but yeah, it's you shouldn't over explain. You tell it once they get it, leave it at that. Take accountability of what you did, say you will change. And it's not okay to you, for you to bring up other stuff that they have done at that time. Just because they're bringing something about you, you can't be like, no, you did that something like that. I never told. If you had a problem with it, you should have told. If they have a problem, they're telling it is not their fault. That's a very important thing. And another aspect about apologies is apologizing too fast so that you can end your own guilt is also selfish. And apologizing too slow because you have pride and ego, that is also selfish. Think about it. If you just want to apologize and get away with the situation without taking accountability, is it really an apology? And if you take too much time until the situation has passed and you have completely calmed down, the other person has calmed down, and then you give an apology, ego is too big. You're not taking accountability again. Selfish. That's not an apology either. So to sum it up, how do you apologize? You might believe that admitting fault is evidence. See, apologizing is a skill that builds healthier relationships. Over time, you learn that it's okay to screw up, and admit fault. But apologizing properly, might help you lead you to deeper connections. There's no such thing as apologize perfectly. It's about the intentions behind it. It's the intention behind the karma that is important. What matters most is showing the other person that you're willing to take responsibility and repair the relationship. No matter what you're apologizing for, the goal is to have an open heart and mind and prove that you care. See, you don't have to have the perfect tone, perfect script, and all of that. You just need to be sincere. What do you need to do? First, consider your motives, why you did something. Say, a meaningful apology comes from caring about the other person and wanting to repair the relationship. Things happen, yes, I get it. However big, dramatic is it, if you give it sincerely, the other person will understand. And get grounded. Like, don't try to run away. When your heart is racing or you start to sweat, getting present, if you calm down, you'll be able to talk better. Tell about what actually happened. And you'll understand that they will appreciate you when you hold yourself accountable. You will appreciate yourself for holding yourself accountable. Even if the relationship goes, you will be happy that you were honest, you apologized, and you did not end things in a bad note. If it was such a big mistake that they no longer can be with you, but if you do it properly, there'll be less hurtful emotions on both the parties. You will also feel normal, they will also feel normal. The moment has passed. Yes, unfortunately, you guys cannot be again close. But if you didn't do it, it would have ended in a bad note. If you do this, at least you will leave with the good memories. And if you're going to say sorry, you need to drop all excuses. Be genuine. Don't start any apology with "I'm sorry, but this is why I did it." Like, do not do that. To accept total responsibility, and then maybe, if required, tell why you did it. See, it's like the best way to convey your humility, sincerity, and maturity is to say "I'm sorry." The only thing you should be taking on is the behavior you regret and why you regret it. That's it. It's simple but a powerful way to open the door to repair. Create a plan of action and share it. Say like, okay, see, I did this. You're hurt by this. It was not my intention, but I get that you're hurt by this. I will do so and so in the future so that I understand that this is not what you want. Best. You can tell how you will do things differently next time something like this pops up. You can ask for their input or tell them that you're figuring it out yourself. Express a way to move forward that shows them that you're serious about turning the situation around. Make space for their feelings. That should be your primary approach when you're making an apology. You can ask them like, what do you think about what I said? Is there anything you'd like to share? Listen without interrupting or defending yourself. It's really not easy, I get it, but take time, listen to them properly. That's when you have to put your active listening skills to use. Don't give a rebuttal, make eye contact, show you're paying attention, repeat what you heard them say. Ask if you've got it right. Okay, sometimes that's a little passive aggressive. Be careful with that. But if something doesn't make sense, it's okay to ask question. Keep an open mind. Do not be passive aggressive. See, there's no guarantee that everything will be positive after the relationship, like after the apology in the relationship. It's very possible that the thing you are apologizing was too much for the other person, or they just need more time, space, or communication before they can move forward. You need to be patient, respectful of the process. Even without the promise of a happy ending, apologizing is important for everybody. The point isn't to fix things right now, but to show up for yourself and the other person. That's all you can do, and that's the most important thing that you need to do. Yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for listening. And do you think someone in your life needs an apology from you, or you need it from them? Send this to them, and you also listen to them. I'm sure you listen to this. Yeah. Thank you so much for listening to this episode. I'm planning on releasing every episode on, so new episodes coming every Sunday. Thank you so much for listening. Bye bye.